Muhammad became very popular. I mean, he started to preach and people followed him. And as he became popular, the people who ruled Mecca, the people who controlled Mecca, the Quraysh tribe, they saw him as a threat. And he felt the threat. So on a certain day, he fled from Mecca with a bunch of followers, and he fled north to Medina. Now, the people of Medina welcomed him because they felt Mecca, and now Muhammad has a great following, and Mecca is the great center of world trade. If Muhammad comes here, Medina will become the great center. So he came there, and he was accepted, but shortly thereafter, he became the ruler of Medina. So now Muhammad was the ruler of Medina. Now, in Medina, there happened to be 6 Jewish Arab tribes. And these are mentioned in the Mishnah 400 years before Muhammad. Not only that, the Mishnah says something very interesting. It says the Jewish women of Arabia are veiled. Well, Muhammad came to Medina, and now he saw Jewish Arabs. You see, before he saw Jews who came from Babylonia and Persia, and they were there doing business. So he was convinced, well, now you will understand that Islam is the true faith and accept Islam. Well, the Jews said, nice to know you and all that, but we are Jews. And of course, Muhammad solved that problem by slaughtering them. He killed out all of the 6 Jewish tribes in northern Arabia. And not only that, he made Arabia actually a place where Jews could not live anymore. And he showed his intense hostility. This is so interesting because that phenomenon has been repeated in history. You know that if you read Martin Luther's works, the 54 volumes, at the beginning, Martin Luther, he loved the Jews. These were God's people. And he felt that these were going to be his allies against the Catholic Church. But then when he saw that the Jews were not becoming Protestants, they were not becoming Christians, he turned against them. And the language used by Martin Luther, starting with volume 52, is unbelievable in its violence against the Jews. And you read Martin Luther's statements against the Jews, and you can see it was repeated in Mein Kampf. That's the anger, the violence that Luther, he said, the Jews should be burned out of Germany. They should be destroyed out of the heart of Germany. Now, Muhammad then becomes the ruler of Medina. And not only is he the ruler of Medina, but now he's determined that he's going to become the ruler of all of Arabia and bring Islam to all the Arabs. And so Muhammad launches an invasion against Mecca, and in a battle at a place called Mount Arafat, he defeats the Meccans and becomes the ruler of all of Arabia. So now Muhammad, around the year 632, is now the master of Arabia. He has also inspired his followers with the message of Islam, and Islam will be the faith of all mankind, and Islam will conquer the whole world. And now we have to start our conquest of the world. At that point, Muhammad dies in 632. So his great career was from 622 when he fled from Mecca to Medina, and it's a very important moment in Islamic history. It's called the year of the Hijrah, Hijrah meaning flight or journey, and it's the year 1 of the Islamic period. So the Muslims eventually said that is the year 1, it's 622. So 622 is the year 1 of the Islamic period, and of course they keep the calculation down to the present day. But he died, and when he died, of course, there was tremendous consternation and concern, but he had followers, Abu Bakr, Omar, and Uthman. These were the 3 followers, and Abu Bakr came out and he said, Muhammad is dead, Islam lives, and Islam will conquer the world. And the Arabs then moved out of Arabia to conquer the world.